All right, we're back. Sorry, guys. Minor detail. All right. Reinitiating shameless self-promotion. All right. Here we go. Just getting some promotion out of the way, guys. If you're just coming in, if anybody's here right now, I can't see it, so hello. It's lovely to see your face. Let me get my intro in. Hello, YouTube. All my fellow electronic repair enthusiasts. People who are just trying to figure out how the hell to fix your stuff. Welcome. My name is Roy. I do repairs and resale. Hence the name of my channel, Roy's Repair and Resale. We're going to be working on some Xboxes tonight. It is genuinely lovely to see all of your beautiful faces. It's going to be a great night or early morning or wherever it is you happen to be in the world that time in this particular instance. It's going to be a great time. Great. So bear with me a moment, just doing a little self-promotion while I get this out of the way here and give a few minutes for people to get in and we will get this party started. Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Alright. Shameless self-promotion is underway. Hey, Cap, what's up, my man? Good to see you this evening. Pleasure. Oh, it's gonna be a night. Don't have the son with me tonight. He's over hanging out with mom, so it'll just be us boys tonight. I'm gonna plug in my back massager because this chair has a fucking back massager and it is the bee's knees. As soon as I find the cord. There we go. I'm sitting on the cord. Alright. Oh yeah. Oh, that is the spot. All right. So, just gonna take a few minutes for people to get in, and I'd say probably in the next 2 or 3 minutes we'll go ahead and get started on this lovely stack of Xbox One consoles. Haven't even opened them since I ordered them. Saving it for just such a night. So it's going to be a fun time. Now, we'll get down to that in just a bit here. Thank you to everybody just joining. Pleasure to see your lovely faces on this wonderful, somewhat humid, probably going to be a little awful Tuesday. That's how you know it's late. I think it's Tuesday. It is Saturday night. Oh boy. I'm not confident in the rest of this evening. So just another couple of minutes. You know what? I need caffeine. That's what the problem is. Not sponsored, but it's delicious. Alright. So, just another minute or two. Give a chance for some people to get in here. And we'll go ahead and get working on this lovely set of Xboxes that we have. We'll do it's going to be a whole thing. We'll do an unboxing. We'll do, an unwrapping in this case. We'll do an unwrapping. We'll analyze the condition of the package that was sent to me by eBay. I did purchase all of these on eBay as a bulk lot. I'll kind of go over that once we get the full video started here. But it's going to be a whole smorgasbord of YouTube content. It's going to be fantastic. So, appreciate your patience. And we'll just give it another moment or two here. All right. Let's get this bad boy filled up. Here we go. Alright. Like 30, 45 more seconds and we're going to get this whole party started. It's going to be a great time. What the hell is this? Oh, it's the M92 chip. I took off that switch I did. Well, I thought I threw all of that out. Shows you the organized mess that is my desk. All right, so without further ado, I'm sure more people will come in as we come along, but either way, let's get down to business. So, like I mentioned earlier, we have this whole lot of 4 Xbox One S consoles. They are in various states of repair. Excuse me a moment. That in a moment. Sorry guys, business. So 4 Xbox One S consoles, all in various state of repair. The seller that I purchased them from on eBay did have some notes as to what was wrong with them. I believe 2 of them are new, no power, and 2 of them or not no power, but like power issues essentially. And then 2 of them are display issues. So could be bad ports, could be bad chips. I don't know, but we gonna learn. We gonna learn today. So let's go ahead and begin this whole process. Bear with me just a moment while I take care of something else real quick. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and begin by unboxing unwrapping all of these consoles. So let's go ahead and get a good angle on them. Alright, that'll do nicely. Alright, so cut this tape carefully as to not cut the console itself. There we go. There we go. Carefully. Don't want to cut myself. This would be a whole different kind of video now, wouldn't it? There we are. Alright. Alright. And then we gotta cut down this so we can start opening it. Oh, this back massaging chair is so nice. So very nice. Right. And with that, let's go ahead and begin the unwrapping procedure. Oh, missed some tape. There we go. Let the unwrapping procedure commence. Some of this is wrapped around the bottom as well, which is good, but it's gonna make for a pain in the ass. All right, so gently, ever so gently, I'll lay these down. I'm just gonna cut away the bubble wrap. I'm not gonna bother with the unwrapping nonsense. There we go. Well, I'll tell you what, the eBay seller did a fantastic job of wrapping it. No complaints there. Alright, and, yeah, I mean, I can already see a little bit of staining on the outside, but it's to be expected. They're used consoles and these things eat dirt, so not a problem there. And let's go ahead and continue cutting away. Alright, there we go. My cats will provide audio entertainment in the background, because that is what they do. Yeah, we hear you, buddy. Alright, so we've got number one. Alright, so number one, let's see. Number one looks pretty good. Ports look fairly okay. A little bit of scratches, but overall, not too bad. And where are we at? Bam! Untampered with. Never opened. Beautiful. Alright. We'll set that off to the side for the moment. Let's yeah. And this way we can put this right, yeah. That'll do for now. Not really. Making me uncomfortable. Okay, there we go. That'll do. Alright. And... okay. And here comes number 2. Gotta be careful. They're all kind of wrapped together. This one is in far better cosmetic shape. Far better. So, I mean, still got some dirt and stuff, but overall, that port looks a little lifted. So I'm assuming that's probably going to be one of the no displays. This one has been tampered with. Sticker's gone. And otherwise, I mean, pretty good cosmetic condition overall. A few stains, but, you know, to be expected. Buttons are clicky. It's good. Alright, there's number 2. Let's see if I can... nope. Still intertwined. Okay. There's number 3. Let's move this bubble wrap. Alright, number 3. Also in pretty good cosmetic condition. Ports all seem to be okay. And again, not opened. How great is that? And yeah, I mean, overall, cosmetics look nice. Yep. Buttons are all nice and clicky. Love a clicky button. Alright. Now I remember one of these definitely had a pretty damaged port, so I'm assuming that's going to be number 4. Let's take a look, shall we? Yep, there it is. There it is. So, number 4, you can see, is a very badly damaged port. It'll show better under the microscope, but yeah, that's definitely going to be a problem. And again, has not been opened. That's fantastic. I'm getting pretty lucky on these. I might even score a couple free games out of them. You never know. Alright. Oh, dropping stuff. Oh, that's my flux. Gonna need that. Alright, there we go. Knock it off. Alright. So... stop it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some testing done. I'm going to have to move some stuff. Alright, so this first one that we just checked, I'm not even going to bother plugging in because I'm not going to damage my HDMI cord. I just want to make sure it powers on fully, it doesn't shut down on me. Let's go ahead and get you guys over here. And you can see what I see. There we go. Alright. So, first of all, make sure I'm not missing nothing in chat. Nothing tremendous. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this plugged in. And again, I'm not going to be plugging this into an HDMI port because that port is severely damaged. So let's just make sure it turns on. Alright, so we've got solid white light. It seems to be loading. Let's give it a few seconds, make sure it doesn't have the 10-second beep on, beep off. Okay, so it seems to be staying on. That's good news. Fan's running nicely. Do we have a game? Dang. Alright, well, no big deal. Alright, so shut down. Alright, here we go. Alright, so that shut down. Alright, so this is obviously an HDMI issue, so we're not going to waste a whole lot of time looking into that. Let's go ahead and unplug the console. Alright, so we've got HDMI issue for the first one. Alright, let's check out this next one. Alright, console number 2 appears to have a perfectly fine HDMI, so I'm assuming this is going to be one of the power issues. There we go. And do we have power at all? We do. Okay. Alright, well, I mean, that's good. Let's see. Swap over. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we get 10-second beep on, beep off. More than likely, that's going to be the hard drive. In my experience, that's usually the hard drive. So we will test that out. Let's just, now that I've got it on the setting, let's go ahead and turn it on. See if we get any kind of signal running towards the HDMI. Yeah, so no signal to the HDMI, and 10-second beep on, beep off is usually, in most cases, going to be a hard drive fault. So we will put a replacement hard drive in there. I do have a few spares, and see if we can get it at the very least to boot to an error screen, and we'll go from there. Hey, free disc, baby. Let's see. Oh, we got Halo Reach for an Xbox 360. How great is that? But hey, that's free discs. Free disc is free money. Not much, but still, I could use it as a test disc if anything. But that's great. Put it with the rest of my discs. Alright. Okay. So that's pretty sure going to be a hard drive fault. Okay. Right, so I'll call it number 3 because it's going to be working from bottom to top. So we'll call it number 3. All right, let's go ahead and get to the next one. This one, I think, had the lifted port, so I'm going to guess that it's probably no display because, yeah, that port looks lifted. So hopefully it powers on, and we'll see if we get a display. Alright, so I heard the click of the power supply. That's good. Oh, that port's not even attached. There's no way we get a display on this. Alright, well, there we go. Power on. Yeah, there's no way in hell we're getting a display on this. This thing is moving freely. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing holding that port down. That is completely gone. Hopefully we don't have a bunch of torn traces, but I know with these Xboxes, the HDMI ports are definitely a known problem. No disc? Oh, that's sad. Alright, not a big deal. And it does appear to be staying on. Alright, so we'll shut that down. Alright, so far it looks like we got 2 port swaps and a hard drive replacement. Let's see. Alright. And the final one, which is the one I think I'm most concerned about because it's one I haven't worked on previously for this issue. I believe this is a 2-second beep on, beep off. From what I remember of the listing, I believe there was one of those, and we haven't come across it yet. So my assumption is that this is going to be that console. And I'm only nervous about it because I haven't worked on one before. So it should be interesting at the very least. So let's see if I am correct in my assumption. Again, I hear the click on the power supply, so that usually tells me it's at least relatively good. Let's see what we got. Yep, 2-second beep on, beep off. Okay. Alright, well, that's going to take some good diagnosing, so that's going to be a fun one. Yeah, same thing, no matter what. Okay, no disc in that one either. Alright, it's only 1 out of 4 had a disc in it. Not the worst. Alright, so that being the case, I will probably save that one for last so I can spend some time on it. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and take care of the 2 HDMI replacements first. So, move this one over here for the moment. This was the hard drive replacement. I am fairly certain of that. And this is going to be the other HDMI port. Alright. Alright, so with no further ado, let's go ahead and get down to business. So, move you guys over so you can see the fun times ahead. And I'm going to grab myself a few ports. I believe these are the ports. Oh, no, those are the 1X ports. I need the 1S ports. There we go. Grab a couple of those. Alright, here we go. Perfect. Perfect. Done deal. Alright, let's get to work, shall we? Turn off this back massager for a little while because it's warming my back up in one specific area. Alright, so let's go ahead and begin the disassembly process. So I'm gonna start over here, just start working these tabs off. There we go. Right. First things first, let's go ahead and remove that warranty sticker because that don't need to be there no more. I would not be at all surprised if this port just fell out once we got the board off. I'm not going to be surprised in the least bit. Alright, yeah. Alright. Let's start popping off this side. Go. Okay, and this should just come right off. I dropped my pride tool. I'm trying not to break this little edge piece off here, because I have done that previously, and I would really like to avoid it, if at all possible. There we go. Alright. Perfect. We'll set this off to the side. And just keep a pile of things. Alright. And let's grab ourselves a Torx bit. This one I think should do just fine. Remove the frame screws. And there we go. Let's get this out of the frame. There we go. Alright, I mean, realistically, it's not that dirty inside, so that's good. Very good. Alright. Let's take these Wi-Fi and power boards out. This might be too big. It is too big. So we will grab a suitable replacement, which I believe is this. There it is. Okay. Alright. And with that, power board will wiggle free like so. Alright. Do the same with the Wi-Fi board over here. This one's only got 3 screws. Boop. Two. Three. And we'll just go ahead and wiggle that board out. There we go. Alright, and with those 2 boards out, we'll go ahead and take out the rest of the screws for the components. I am going to start with these 4 because they're a pain in my butt. Oh, that's so much better than using a regular screwdriver. So much better. Alright. All those screws are out. And then we'll swap over to the bigger head to take out the component screws. And I think that's all of them. Yep. Alright. So, screwdriver can go down, and we can lift. Actually, no, we don't want to lift from there. What am I doing? There we go. Oh, we want to turn it over. And we're going to lift this off. There we go. Alright, and with that, we have the first of the 4 broken down. And I am fairly certain that as soon as I attempt to lift this board out, this port is just going to fall off. So, we shall see. So this is a 500 gigabyte hard drive, so no luck on the 1 terabyte, but not a big deal. It's still a hard drive, and it is working. So, that's fine. There's an ant in here. That's unusual. I see roaches all the time, but ants are not a common one that I find in these. There we go. And remove the disk drive. There we go. Perfecto. That over there for the time being. Alright, then we'll go ahead and take the power brick out. There we go. It's a beautiful thing. Now, I will say when you're taking these power cords out, or power supplies out, do make sure that that you use the clip on the other side to remove them, because I have inadvertently caused myself power issues by not using the provided clip to remove the power supply. So make sure there's a little clip right here that plugs into the side of it. Make sure you release that clip. Words of wisdom from your friends here at Roy's Repair and Resale. Alright, and my cat is very upset that he's not getting any food, but he's an addict, so he doesn't get food. Alright, and let me pop off that little silver board retainer. There we go. Okay. Release. There we go. Fantastic. Alright. And with that, the board will just come right up. I just want to be really careful with this HDMI. Oh, forgot about that. That needs to go back. Okay. Yeah, I just want to be super, super careful with this HDMI port because it is in not great shape. And we are down to the board. Let's go ahead and disconnect the fan. Fan looks great, though. Fan's in fantastic shape. Alright, so the fan is disconnected. And we're going to switch over here. Use my patent flathead. It's not bad. You guys can use it too. It's totally fine. Alright, we're just going to come in here and there we go. Just put a little pressure on that clamp in each of these directions until one of them pops off. No, this does not scratch the board. I have done this many times with no board scratching happening, so don't worry about that. There we go, there's one. There's two. It does not scratch the board. I have fixed a number of boards this way. I'm very careful with how I do it. So if you are going to do it, just be super careful not to scratch any of the motherboard. Alright, and with that we will lift the board off. Well, the HDMI port didn't just fall off, which is fantastic. But, oh no, this is the badly damaged one. This isn't the falling off one. Okay, that's fine. That's fine too. Yeah, this thermal paste is, well, I mean, let me grab one of my crappy pair of tweezers real quick. This, it's hard to tell 100%, but this actually looks like it may be fairly decent thermal paste. Where did I move all my crap? You know what? These are covered in crap. It's fine. Oh no, yeah, that's hard. Okay, all right. It just had a different color to it. I was like, huh, maybe they, maybe somebody replaced it. But no, I mean, yeah, some of that's still quite sticky. Interesting. Okay. I mean, that's good. But it's also like shiny and silvery. I'm wondering if somebody... No, because nobody had been in this. Never mind. Nobody's been inside. Okay. That's fine. Just talking to myself. Alright. And fan and heat sink are out. So, let's give you guys a proper look at this port, shall we? Let's go and lift this up. Alright, so, there we go. Alright, so this is going to be the port that we are removing. There we go. Alright, so yeah, you can see obviously it's split at the bottom, and then on the inside here, right on the tongue, you got all these messed up. Yeah, it looks like somebody may have dropped this because you got a whole part of it that's missing right here. And then these are all damaged connectors. So, port's got to come off. Hopefully that's the only problem. Because if this was dropped, then it could be a different problem entirely. First thing I'm going to do is lightly dust the board, just to get rid of some of that loose debris on there. There is a little bit of dust. I'll give you guys something to look at least while I'm doing that. Psst. Hang on, let me go take care of my cat real quick. Sorry, guys. He wants food, but he ain't getting none. Alright. Okay, we're back. Let's see here. So... let me focus in a bit. Alright, so you guys have at least a little something to look at while I am trying to find my brush. You know what? I got my toothbrush right here. That'll do just fine. Mostly going to clean up around the HDMI area, but also just give a nice little dusting to all of it. Alright, there we go. Alright, so let's turn on our tools, shall we? Put that down here for the time being. Alright, there we go. And there we go. I just ordered myself a new soldering iron. I'm very excited about that. Still the same brand, but one of the fast change ones, the Hako styles. So super excited about that. Get all this cat hair off my flux needle. Last thing I need to be worrying about is cat hair mixing in with my solder. There we go. And I'm just going to flux up the soldering iron a bit, tin it up slightly. There we go. Got a nice little blob of solder on there, and clean it off just so it's ready to accept solder. Get it all nice and tinned up. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful thing. Okay. Now that that is out of the way, let's take a look at this port. There we go. Alright. So the joints themselves don't look too bad. We'll take a look and just do a fast test on them. We'll just do a quick nudge test and make sure that none of the pads are moving with the legs, if they are moving at all. Where is my test set of tweezers for the nudge test? I have one specific set of tweezers that I use for this, and they are always the ones that end up missing, I swear to God. And it's messed up because I found them and I put them to the side because I knew I was going to need them tonight, and now I don't have them. Oh, there they are. Found them. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we're going to nudge test these HDMI legs and make sure that none of the pads are moving. It doesn't look like they are. They look pretty okay. But, yeah, better to test than have to go back later. So, let's take a look here. Alright, so yeah, these legs are all in really good shape, which is good. So I'm wondering how that HDMI port got damaged then. I mean, granted, these are known for failing, but still, yeah, okay. Those legs are all good. That's tremendous. Visual inspection, no damage to any traces, anything like that. No, everything was honky-dory. Okay, so it's just going to be a port swap then. Easy enough. I got that. Okay. So first things first, let's go ahead and grab some flux. There we go. And we're going to solder up these. Well, we're going to fill these legs up, these pad legs, with leaded solder to help it melt easier. So here we go. I don't care about any bridging, of course, or anything like that, because this is all going to get taken off anyway. So this is just to bond with the solder underneath. Make sure we can lift it up nice and easy. There we go. Clean that off. And now we'll flip the board and do the exact same thing on the ground legs. Guys over it. There we go. And the one thing I do like about working on these Xbox One S HDMI ports is, unlike the One X and specifically the PS5, there's not a whole lot of small components around here that I have to worry about, like knocking off or anything like that. You know, the PS5 has that horrible capacitor right next to the HDMI port, but these One S's are super simple. It makes life very easy for me. So I'm going to go ahead and flux these up. We flux it up, baby. That's what we does. Alright. And again, yeah, I'll grab that in a second. We're going to come in here on these ground legs. And heat them up. Go. And we're going to try and get some of that solder, that leaded solder, to melt down into the ground holes, because again, it will make it a whole lot easier to remove. There we go. And do the same thing on this one. You'll see me kind of moving my soldering iron around. That's just to help distribute the heat some. And if these two are bonded together, it's really not going to matter because I'm removing it anyway. Okay, there we go. And they're not bonded together, which is great. I'm going to put a little bead of solder on there. And we're going to come over here. And we're going to do what? The exact same thing. There we go. Just gonna get that to melt down into the holes as much as possible to make my life just a little easier. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Get all that nice and melted down in there as much as possible. Bloop. There we go. Beautiful shiny solder joints. Alright, now we're going to flip the board and flux the ground leg area on the top of the board, and we will commence the removal process. There we go. Come over here some. Move this. Accidentally turned the knob on my soldering station. It's alright. This out of the way some. Continue moving this forward. Let's see if I can slide this over a little bit. Okay, there we go. You guys should be able to see a fair amount of it now. Once I focus in, of course. Okay, here we go. And that's what we're going to be working on. I will lift this up slightly. You guys can get a better view of it. There we go. Alright, so what we're going to do is add some flux to these ground legs over here. And that'll just help any of the remaining unleaded solder to flow nicely. There we go. And grab my hot air gun. My hot air is set at 480 maximum airflow to make this a quick and simple job. Let the hot air get up to temperature. And not long afterwards, you guys are going to see the flux and the solder that is on those legs start to melt down. So what I'm doing is moving the hot air in a slow circular motion to help distribute the heat around the port area. And once the board's gotten nice and warm, then I'll focus that heat directly onto the HDMI area. But for now, I'm going to circle. So you can see the flux has already started to melt down some. There you go. Now it's sucking that flux in under the port. And so that'll mean that the board is hot enough for sure. And there goes that solder getting all nice and liquidy. And the flux will help that melt down just directly onto those solder legs. I mean, realistically, I think we can probably pull it. Oh, nope, just kidding. That's fine. There we go. Get that ground legs flowing. There we go, almost. Just about ready. I think we're good. And we are good. Tremendous. While I've got the hot air still on it, I am going to take my solder sucker and I'm going to clear out these ground holes. we go. Nice and easy. And while the board is still hot, after I've removed the hot air, I'm going to come in with a Q-tip and get some of that flux up out of there. Oh, some of that solder hadn't melted yet. There we go. That's fine. That's also why I don't go near the components when those are still hot, because those components will go bye-bye. But flux is way easier to clean when it's still warm. Get the back side of the board as well. Alright, tremendous. Very, very good. I'm not worried about that huge blob of solder right there, because we are going to be wicking all that away anyway. So not a big deal at all. Just waiting for that board to cool down just a tiny bit. Nope. Knocking the camera all over the place. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop down a bit more flux here. Now I know you're probably wondering, why did I just clean off the flux if I'm going to add more? Flux will burn and it won't flow as well. So I like to work with clean as much as I can. And I'm going to grab some solder wick. I need to trim off some of this used stuff. There we go. Release. I command thee. Thank you. Alright. So now I've got my solder wick. I think I'm just about ready for a new roll. I've had this same roll since I started doing this. Alright, here we go. And we're just going to come in and wick all that excess solder away on these pads. Now you notice I'm moving with the pad. That is to prevent damaging the pad. There we go. Like so. Beautiful clean pads. Right, and you know what, let's just go ahead and tin up as well. We can probably knock this out pretty quick. Just going to put a little extra flux down on these ground holes. Clean the iron off some, and we'll put down a nice layer of flux on the iron. We're going to tin up these pads. There we go. All those pads are nice and tinned up, ready for a new port. Not the cigarette. Alright, I'm just going to flood those ground holes with a bunch of leaded solder. Give myself some more solder to work with. Go. I'm just going to let that flood into those holes there. There we go. Beautiful.
Alright, now I've burned through a fair amount of that flux, so I'm going to go ahead and clean up one more time. And spray down a little bit of IPA. Look at those shiny joints. Alright, and I'm just going to use my toothbrush to kind of clear out these other the holes where the plastic goes, so they're not causing me any problems when I put the port in. Alright, and I believe we are ready for new port. I do have a port handy here. And have I once again? Nope, there we go. Okay. There we go. Shiny new port. Beep. Right. Alright, so we're going to put more flux down. So we're working with clean, because I like clean. And we're also going to do the thing I know I need to do, which is add weight to the back of the board so I can push on this port. There we go. That's fine. That'll do. Alright, let's grab our hot air gun, grab our new port. Let this come up to temperature. There we go. We are at 480. And again, same thing as before. Just going to circulate the hot air under the board to let the board heat up some. Alright, here we go. Now we're just going to wait for those ground legs to go liquid. Alright, I think we are good. Alright. I'm going to keep the heat onto the board for a moment here to let the solder travel up the ground legs on the port. Alright, remove the heat. Press down on the port. Keep pressing. Keep pressing. Keep pressing. Alright, and remove. That should be good. I'm willing to bet that's a bang up port job. Let's get rid of this flux. And being very, very careful because I don't want to lose any components. There are a lot of small components right by the HDMI system that I would prefer not to lose. So I'll let this cool down for a second, and we'll get some IPA in there and give it a good toothbrush scrub. But that looks pretty daggone good to me. Right, so that should be cool enough now. You can give it a quick spritz with some IPA. We'll check those joints as well. Pretty sure we're okay, but you know, never hurts to be 100% sure. Where did my toothbrush go? There we go. Okay. Alright, and a little more IPA. And we'll come in here with a cotton swab. Alright, nice shiny board. Let's remove my weight. Alright, let's go ahead and flip the board around, give a quick nudge test. Right, so back up just a tiny bit. Alright, I mean, solder joints look pretty good. Let's give them a quick nudge. See if they're as good as I think they are. Good. Solid. 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 Everything. Oh, that was flux. Okay. All right. Everything is beautifully solid and soldered. All right. So I'm quite happy with that. I do have one concern. Let me just see if that's flux or a bridge. That appears to be flux. Okay. I will double check for a bridge real quick just to make sure. This way I don't put it back together and have to take it all apart again. Grab my multimeter. There we go. Alright, so meter's going in continuity mode. And that's the mode. You'll hear it beep if I have completed a circuit. Like that. There should be no beep between those 2 points. It's right here. Yep. No bridge. Okay. Good. Tremendous. All right. Honestly, I'm so confident that's going to work. I'm going to do the thermal paste real quick. All right. Let's go ahead and lift this up. All right. Just clean up this old stuff. Let me get a new Q-tip. Okay. A little more of a once over with the Q-tip here. Try and free up some of that stuck on stuff without damaging these caps. If you're unfamiliar with this work, please be super careful around this area. This is the main chip on the board. If you fry it, you don't have a board or a console anymore. So don't do that. And grab a toothbrush. Just kind of scrape out whatever you can. I will come in here with some tweezers in just a second and unlodge some of the more stuck on bits between the caps. There we go. Alright. There we go. And just get the last little bit of these nasty little buggers out of here. Alright. And again, toothbrush to come in and do some cleanup. Alright, and I'm going to flood it with IPA. Not flood it necessarily, but definitely get a fair amount in there. And get another cotton swab. And help scrub off whatever remains. Make sure you get the dye nice and clean so it'll accept the new thermal paste nice and easy. Now the best part is you don't have to be a repair guy to change your thermal paste. I mean, thermal paste is cheap on Amazon, and even cheaper if you go to AliExpress. And it's an easy job. You just have to watch a tutorial video on how to take it apart step by step. Be real careful about not losing the screws, and just a quick cleanup job, and your Xbox can run like new in no time. So if you ever have overheating issues or anything like that, it's super simple fix. Alright, there we go. We'll come in with dry Q-tip and just clean up the excess alcohol. Alright, look at that beautiful shiny dye. Gorgeous. Alright, and grab some new thermal paste. Just working with my thermal paste earlier. There we go. And boop. Looks like that. That's probably even too much, but it's fine. You really don't need a whole lot on these. Alright, and we are ready to reassemble and test. I'm going to clean off the old thermal paste on the heatsink. So bear with me a second while I get that done. Alright, there we go. And that'll just make it easier for the new thermal paste to bond, and you're not mixing old with new, which is always a good thing. And let me just blow out this heatsink real quick. Sorry, loud noises. Alright, there we go. Okay, so just matching up the fan connector to the fan input. So there we go. There we are. All right. Oh, where did I put that X clamp? There we go. X clamp is here. There we go. All right, X clamp is back in place. And we are ready to reassemble and test. So let's go ahead and swap you guys back over to the main camera here. All right. And we're not going to put it fully back together. We're just going to put it together enough to test. So what that means for me, I'm going to put it back in the chassis. Now you can do it without the chassis. For me, I just know I'm almost 100% positive that this is going to turn on and work fine. So I'm just kind of circumventing a few steps. There we go. Sometimes the board doesn't like to sit down properly. That's its own prerogative. All right. So I am going to plug the power supply in, but I'm not going to fully seat it yet until I know for sure 100% that it's working. Just trying to be difficult. I don't play no games. Alright. Disk drive. There we go. There we go. Didn't want to slot in properly. And of course the hard drive, because it will not display without a hard drive. Alright, there we go. That is enough to test. So let's go ahead and move this on over to the testing area. I'll bring you guys with me. There we go. Boop. Testing area. Move some of this around. It's fine. All right. Go. Oh, I do need the power button. Can't turn it on without the power button. Let's move this off just a tad bit. There we go. Board didn't want to see properly. There we go. Alright, so make sure we just still have power, of course. Alright, power's good. Fan spin. There we go. Beautiful display. Alright, I do have a test controller here. Actually, I'm not even going to bother. I'm going to let it load up to the main screen, and then we'll disconnect. We'll shut it down, disconnect everything, put it back together, and then we'll do a quick full test on it, make sure it loads internet and takes a disk and reads everything, and we'll get it all tested up, and then we'll move on to number 2. Alright, Seattle Omega. If you happen to ever see this in your lifetime, your Xbox is now working. Shut this down. There we go. And allow it to shut down fully. Go through its whole process. There we go. All right. So that is all good to go. Let's disconnect the HDMI port, and let's get this baby put back together. Let's take out this board. Go. Like so. Let's move you guys back over here. For the time being, anyway. All right. So now that we know it works, we will go ahead and place everything in its proper positioning. And move this hard drive out of the way for the time being. It's fine. It's fine. All right, there we go. There we go. Sit in your home. Thank you. So kind. So very kind. There we go. Just like that. And slide in our little doohickey right here. There we go. That'll help the screws thread through. Alright, get that to settle into place. I said settle into place. Thank you. Alright. And grab the screwdriver. I'm not going to fully tighten it down with this drill because there is no stopgap on it. So, just going to be real careful. But she is good to go. So that is 1 of 4. There we go. Oh, it's trying to run away. You'll not be escaping today, lad. Alright, and swap over to the smaller bit for these APU. Well, yeah, they are technically APU screws, but the X-clamp screws. go. God, that's so much easier with this screw, with this drill. Well, kind of a drill. Handheld screwdriver. Oh, that is just so much easier on my wrist. I'm an old man, alright? Anything that saves my wrist any torque is tremendous. There we go. And final one. Let's go ahead and lift this out of my way so I'm not trying to work at weird angles. Perfect. And let's go ahead and put the boards back in. Start with the Wi-Fi board. Go. Now you do want to be really careful. I would recommend using just a regular screwdriver for these, but I've gotten accustomed to the spin rate on these, so I know when it'll stop. But you don't want to damage these cards because it is a pain in the butt to get a new one. And I mean, it's not terribly expensive, but you gotta wait on it in the mail, and then you gotta hope it works. It's a whole thing. Why go through it? All right. And power button. Power button in place. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Get it back in the chassis. Back you guys up just a tiny bit so I got a little more room to work. All right. Okay, and let's just make sure. Clicky button, tremendous. And we'll go ahead and put the frame screws back in now. Release. Oh, okay. Just not the right size. Good enough to get them in there, but... Go. Release.
All right, there we go. So, she's put back together. Let's find ourselves the correct positioning. Alright, so this is indeed the correct positioning. Alright, just click everything down into place. Like so. Alright, and let's give it the full test, shall we? Here we go. Let's bring you guys over. Boop. If you guys are just joining, welcome. Please feel free to chat, leave me a comment, hang out, interact. It is one of my favorite things about doing this. I would love to talk to you. In the meantime, let's get this baby fully tested, shall we? All right. There we go. That's not the right cord. Go. So we got that. I'm looking for a specific cord that connects. Oh, you know what? I stole it. I stole it for the Xbox that I fixed the other night. That's fine. I have backups on backups. Now, give me just a moment here. Let me untangle some cord. Right, there we go. Perfect. Alright, so let's grab this front USB port and plug it into this here controller. Okay, got connection. Alright. We'll just skip sign in for right now. Alright, and just double check. No disk, okay. No biggie. Alright, so let's check settings. Network. Okay. So it does find the network. You know, put you guys down a moment here while I input my password. Boop. There we go. Oh, didn't connect. Sorry. Boop. All right. Boop. Wow, there we go. All right, there we go. All right. So we have connection. It's probably going to want to update. I'm frozen. Interesting. I'm assuming it's trying to pull the update. There it is. Okay. Skip and stay offline. That's fine. We know it connects. That's all I need.
Alright, let's test the disk. We'll use that test disk that we got in one of these consoles. Pulls in beautifully, nice and smooth. Interesting. Verifying the game disk is not working. It is a 360 game. I do have other test discs, and this one really wasn't in the best of shape. Let's grab a different disc. There we go. Let's try this one. This one is an Xbox One game. I am going to give it the old shirt cleaning real quick, just to get some of the smudges and other such things off. Doesn't need to be perfect, just needs to read. Alright, let's try this one. Yep, there we go. Okay, so it was a disk issue. But okay, let's make sure it starts installing. There we go. Perfect. Canceled. Alright. We will call that good. So let's eject the disk. That will be our test disk for the evening. Alright, so that is good to go now. We'll go ahead and shut her down. I will factory reset it, of course, before putting it up for sale. There we go. That is one down. Alright, so we are one down of the 4. Let's disconnect it and make a completed pile down here on the bottom on my floor, and we will immediately jump into number 2. So let's go ahead and get you guys situated back over here. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I really appreciate it. Alright, and we're on to number 2. This is the one where I'm pretty sure that HDMI port is just going to fall out. And this one has been opened previously as well, so I'm assuming somebody tried to do an HDMI job and did not do an HDMI job. So I'm worried about trace repair on this one. I'm hoping that's not the case because I really don't want to run wire tonight, but if we gotta, we gotta. So let's go ahead and get it apart, because the sooner we start, the sooner it's done. Let's go get the rest of this popped off. Go. It's always this part. Always this one wants to give me trouble. There it is. All right. Here we go. All right. Where to put the screwdriver? Here we go. Swap over to the bigger head to remove the frame screws. Alright. Am I missing one? I am missing one. Oh yeah, this was hastily put back together. Okay, so I'm missing a screw. Already, not a great look. Not my favorite start to a job. But it did power on, so, I mean, that's something. Alright, there we go. Out of the frame. And, I mean, not really all that dirty. Could be worse. Alright. Let's take these boards off. Alright, that. And Wi-Fi board release. There we go. All right, and power board release. Not sure what they did. Oh, they just mushed it. They just mushed it down. I don't know whoever worked on this last, but they were definitely just hastily trying to get something done, and that usually never works out for the customer. Unless they were doing it for themselves. And trust me, you gotta start somewhere, because I definitely screwed up a few consoles. I'll tell you guys the story of one while I'm taking one apart in just a moment here. Once I get all these screws out. So, one time, I bought from Facebook Marketplace a special edition Taco Bell Xbox One X, and highly sought after. Very limited edition, not easy to find, and it was working. So, I was stoked because they only wanted like $120 for it, which is a great price. So, obviously, I knew something had to be wrong with it. It turned out to be a roach-infested console, and when I say roach-infested, I mean they were still alive inside the console, and it. So I ended up taking it apart and doing a thorough cleaning on it, full disinfecting everything, and ended up that the disk drive was not working properly. So I replaced it with another one that I had from a previous console, but I forgot to swap the board that's married to the console from the original disc drive. And so I bricked the console completely. There was nothing I could do to fix it. It was just forever a brick. That was a very expensive lesson for me to learn because I broke even on that console, thankfully. Somebody else wanted to buy it and use it for parts, and I managed to get my money back on it. But I could have easily doubled what I paid for it had I just paid attention to what I was doing. So you got to start somewhere. Everybody makes mistakes, and I made one that time. All right, so here we have another 500 gig, which is unfortunate. I'd like to get surprised by one of these and have a 1 terabyte in there. That'd be nice. There we go. Hard drive off. Disk drive off. Ooh, this console is dusty. So much dust. Alright, set the electronic screwdriver down. There's quite a bit of dust in this console. Alright, and pull this up. Yep. Power supply's out. Oh, yep. I see it now. Alright, well, you guys will see it in just a moment here. I see the issue. Don't be there we go. Let's not be difficult, eh? Okay, so let's go ahead and pop this out carefully. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, that's a problem. I'll show you guys under the microscope in just a moment here. Other than that very dusty fan, so just so you guys can kind of see here, the fan is quite dusty, along with the rest of the board. So we'll brush everything down before we do any repairs on it. Let's disconnect the fan. There we go. And my patented but not patented X-clamp removal procedure. Well, there goes that HDMI port. Yep, it did not have a leg to stand on. Golly. I'll show you guys in just a moment. It literally just fell off with the popping off of the X-clamp. Oh, that's bad. That's real bad. There we go. Alright, so that should release. I said release. You will comply with my wishes and demands. There we go. Alright. There we go. And again, thermal paste is still relatively sticky. I'm still going to put new on it, but I mean, oh boy. Yeah, I'm about to blow this one out too. Look at all that. That's nasty. Alright, first things first, I need to blow the board clean, so bear with me again. Loud noises. Alright, that's much better. Alright, let's get this under the microscope so you guys can see this horrificness. Here's the port. Well, there's some of the port. Where's the rest of it? This is the rest of it? Yep, there's the rest of it. Alright, I don't see any pads on there, so luckily I think we avoided major damage. Alright, let's see here. So, under the microscope we go. So, that is what remains of the HDMI ports. Oh boy, that's a rough one. So, this is what fell out of the HDMI port. Yeah, the actual HDMI port just fell apart to pieces. Not sure what happened there. Unfortunate. But it does make the reinstallation process a whole lot easier, so always look at the positives. Alright, so got my new port ready. Let's go ahead and prep our board. There we go. Alright, so first things first, we are still going to mix the solder under here with leaded because that's going to make it easier to wick off once we do, and once we're ready to wick it. So, there we go. Get it all nice and mixed together. That's fine. Doesn't matter if it's bridged. It's coming off anyway. Alright. And we'll do the same thing for these background legs. Gonna be a lot of the repeating process of the stuff I did last time, so sorry for the repeat job, but it is what it is. I don't determine what's wrong with the consoles. I just fixes them. All right. Flux, 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 flux. All right. And begin the heating up of the ground holes. Alright, there we go. Again, we're just going to make sure that gets nice and in there to get those ground legs out. Honestly, being that there's no port there, they may just fall out. We shall see how that goes. There we go. And we'll do the same thing over here. Ooh, hot flux just dropped onto my leg. Wasn't prepared for that. we go. So that should be flowed pretty well into those ground legs now. Alright, that is acceptable. Let's go ahead and remove the remaining parts of the HDMI port. Ain't much of it. Alright, so let's flip this bad boy around. Alright. Alright. There's plenty of flux on there, so I really don't need to add any more. Just letting this hot air get up to temp. And realistically, all I'm doing is pulling these two legs out. So go ahead and same thing as before. Circulate the air a bit. Let the board get nice and warm. You guys can't really see a whole lot. Let's fix that. There we go. Go. And we'll just wait for those ground legs to liquefy. Yep, there we go. Leg number 1 is gone. And leg number 2 is gone as well. Let's go ahead and grab our solder sucker and clear out these ground holes. Alright, there we go. And same thing as before, while the board is hot, come in here and clean up that flux. On the back side as well. Alright, beautiful. And we'll put some fresh flux down again while the board is still warm. And come in here. All right, nice and clean. And just go ahead and tin up the legs and the pads and get ready to put the new port on. Those are all tinned quite nicely.
Fill up those ground holes real nice.
That try to flow into the bottom as much as possible. Right. Do the same thing over here. A little more into these. Alright, that'll do. Okay. And with that done, grab the new port. Right, and grab my weight. That will weigh down the board. Okay, there we go. All right, heat going on. And again, just circulating the heat around the board. And you can watch all that solder liquefy. There we go. Going to keep the heat on for a little while and let that solder creep up those ground legs so they keep a good hold. Alright, that'll do. Just hold that port down. Alright, that's good. Come in here, clean up some of the excess flux, gently, carefully. Alright, that does look beautifully soldered, if I do say so myself, and I do. Alright, spray a little IPA in there. My kitty swears he's gonna get extra food tonight, but he's not. He's not getting no food. All right, so that looks good. Let's go ahead and remove the weight. All right, come in, do our nudge test. Those definitely look beautifully soldered. Let's see if they are beautifully soldered. Solid, 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 solid. Get out of there. Solid. I don't know what's on my thing. There we go. Solid, 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 solid. Get out of there. Solid, 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 and solid. Beautiful. You can see the ground holes. The solder has flown all the way up from the back. You can see it here. And you can see it right there. Beautiful solder joints. So that is a success. So we'll do the same thing as we did before, where I'm going to clean up the thermal paste. There we go. Just tidy up the thermal paste around those caps as much as possible before we get in here with the brush. That'll do. And then we'll just come in and toothbrush it away. Grab a pair of tweezers and just kind of scrape out all the nasty. Alright, that'll do. Okay. Oh, that'll mostly do. And a fair amount of IPA. Enough. Alright. So, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just clean up as much of it as you can. Come in with a dry Q-tip, cotton swab. Doesn't have to be brand specific. There we go. Beautiful. Right. Grab some MX4. It's fine. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and blow out this this heatsink and fan as much as possible. Loud noises. Alright, there we go. Already looking a million times better. Blades are much, much cleaner. Alright, so now we are beginning the process of reassembly. Let me clean off the old stuff here. Right. Got the old thermal paste off the heatsink. Okay, so there we go. Lock this up. Burp. Go. And X clamp going back on. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. And let's grab our chassis. We're also going to blow out. Go. All right, and get that back in there. Okay, perfect. Let's see. How confident am I truly feeling right now? I think I'm feeling confident enough that I am going to put this whole thing back together before I test it. I think I'm feeling that ballsy right now. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and blow out the power supply, loud noises. I think we're just gonna risk it for the biscuit on this one. Alright, disk drive. Let's get that quick brush off as well. Loud noises. Alright. And once again, loud noises. Alright. There we go. Alrighty. Let's give this a quick blowout. Loud noises. Okay. Go. Alright. Let's get these component screws back in. hopefully that pulled up the hard drive enough. It didn't seem to want to get screwed in there. Go. Alright, so these two do not want to screw in, which means the hard drive is not set in properly. Now, let's see if we can't. There we go. I just didn't want to get in there. So hopefully now this one's all set. There we go. Perfect. Alright, and we'll swap over to the smaller one to put these X-clamp screws in. And finally, okay, done dilly. And time to blow out this upper case. Loud noises again. Right, there we go. Back you guys up a little bit here. Before we get the chassis out, or chassis in, I should say, let's go ahead and put these boards back in. Power board. There we go. All right. Okay. over to Wi-Fi board. And final one on the Wi-Fi board. There we go. All right, and let's go ahead and slide her on in to the chassis. Right, all in place. Frame screws going in. Frame screws going in. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Alright, so some of these don't seem to be aligned properly, but the rest are. I don't know if that's damage to the frame that I missed when I was putting it back together. There we go. Okay. Alright, that's fine. We got 5 in. Alright. Begin the reinstallation of the rear panel. There we go. The lower panel, not the rear panel. Okay. Buttons are all clicky. Let's go ahead and give her a test. Boop. Alright. Still got power? Still got power. Got display. Got display. Alright. Well, it's already put back together, so we'll go ahead and do some testing. Let it do its loading thing. Oh, well now. That's an interesting sight to behold. Erica, if you ever get a chance to see this. Nice background. Alright. Nope. Okay, settings. Let's make sure Wi-Fi is good. Okay. Yeah. And it's going to tell me it needs an update. But that's fine. It's connected. Skip and stay offline. Alright. And grab a disk. Test the disk drive. Seem to be reading the disk. So this could also have a disk drive fault. Well, that's what I get for being cocky, huh? That's what I get. Okay. Well, it tried to read it. Try again. I can feel it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Nope, this drive's good. Just a dirty disk. Alright, let's make sure it tries to install. Come on now. You can do it. I believe in you. Hey, there it is. Alright. Awesome. So, that is good. Alright. So she's all good to go. Alright, we're going to go ahead and shut her down. And I think we'll try to knock out one more tonight. I think we'll save that 2-second beep on, beep off for last. Alright. Alright, we're back. Alright, so we got 2 of the 4 knocked out. 2, 4 Xbox One X's. We'll try and, Xbox One S's. My apologies. We'll try and knock out one more. I think it's going to be a pretty quick one, so we'll see how it goes. But let's go ahead and get you guys back over to the cam here. This one was a 10-second beep on, beep off, which in my experience is usually a hard drive issue. So, pretty sure we're just going to swap the hard drive out on this. I need to grab a hard drive, which unfortunately is in my lower storage. Well, it's a 1 terabyte, but that's fine. I'll just say it's an upgraded one. Okay. While I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and start getting the newest version. Let's get this formatted. Alright.
Alright. Just had to format the drive here real quick and just get all this prepared. I'm out of storage space. Alright, well. Alright, sorry guys, just double checking some here we go. Alright, so just have to download the software update real quick. I am going to see if I can put it into safe mode. So we'll test that in just a moment here once this finishes downloading and zipping. But yeah, we'll see if we can put it into safe mode. And maybe that'll allow me to update the existing hard drive. But if not, then we'll just take the hard drive out. Alright, I'm just copying it over to the USB drive.
for this to copy over. And then we'll try booting this one into safe mode and see if it will boot to a display in safe mode, which I think it will. And if it does, then we'll try an offline software update. I mean, hell, we might just try to reformat the hard drive that's in there, just restore factory settings, see if maybe that does the job. But if it doesn't, then we will try an offline software update, see if that works, and if it doesn't, then we'll pull the hard drive and we'll go from there. Just gotta wait for this to copy over, which is always a fun time. We are going to go ahead and shut off our soldering equipment because there will be no more soldering this evening. Right. And we're about halfway done with the copying over to the USB drive. It's a 6 gigabyte file, so it does take some time to copy over to a thumb drive. Thumb drives are not known for their writing speed, so... %65%. And here, while we're waiting, you guys can come hang out, watch the screen load with me as I get this set up. Right. 91% and counting. All right, should be copied. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and safe eject it. All right, awesome. All right, so let's swap over. So just in case we have new viewers, this one has a 10-second beep on, beep off. So it'll power on and then just not power up at all. You know, I didn't even check if this thing has a hard drive. I hope it does. Not having a hard drive would cause this issue. Alright, so here we have. So it'll power up just fine. And then power off. All right. So so I can't even get it to boot to safe mode. Interesting. Alright, let's disconnect the power for 30 seconds. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to throw in the hard drive here. If I can't even get it to boot to safe mode. I do hear some clicking that I'm almost positive is the hard drive. So I'm pretty sure the hard drive in this is just bad. It's shot. Right. Plug power back in. Yeah, I can't even get it to boot to safe mode. Okay, well, not a problem. Let's go ahead and take it apart real quick and get a new hard drive in there. Oh, different hard drive. Alright. So, back to desk cam we go. Alright. Let's take this warranty sticker off. We won't be needing you anymore. Alright. And luckily I don't have to tear this board all the way down. That's always nice. I can avoid doing that. Go. Nice and easy. Alright. Okay, here we go. Out of the frame. This one again looks in beautiful shape. Fans barely dirty at all. Looks pretty nice. Alright. I'm not even going to take off the boards this time because I don't need to. Actually, realistically, I don't even need to take off a lot of these. I think the only one I'll really need to take out is the hard drive. I'll take them all out just to be safe. There we go. Alright, give it the flippy flop. And just release the top. Yep, there's another 500 gigabytes, so it does have a hard drive, that's positive. Alright, now I want to plug it in again and try to turn it on and see if I can hear that clicking noise coming from the hard drive. Alright, so I've got fan spin. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I'll try and get you guys in to see if you can hear it. But you can listen closely when it turns on. There's a really loud audible click. Let me turn this fan off a moment so you can hear better. Okay, so now there's no fan on. So let's see if I can get you guys to hear it. Of course, this time I didn't want to make it. But we do have full fan spin. I'm going to try one more time. There it is. You can kind of hear it, like, almost beep. That's not supposed to do that. So that indicates a bad hard drive, as expected. So, with the bad hard drive will come a replacement. Let's go ahead and remove said hard drive. Okay, and just dump those screws onto the desk. Alright, we'll pop out the old hard drive. And pop in a new one. I hope this is formatted correctly. If not, I'll have to reformat the drive itself, which should not be a big deal. Alright, let's just see if anything changes with this. So, there's a hard drive. Let's go ahead and plug in an HDMI. and swap over. Alright, let's see if anything changes, huh? Yep, as expected. Bad hard drive indeed. Alright, well, that's fine. Let's go ahead and insert the drive. Yeah, so there was no saving that drive, unfortunately. It was just bad. Troubleshoot. Offline system update. Alright, so now we hang out and wait. Alright, I don't have any markers or anything with me, so we're going to mark this hard drive as bad by putting an X on the sticker. Put a few of them on there. That didn't really do much of anything, unfortunately. Yep, I don't have any writing utensils on me, so not a big deal. We'll just keep this one off to the side because that is how I will know it is bad. Alright, so we're just going to let this update for a moment here, and we're going to make sure it takes the update, of course. And once it's thoroughly done updating, then we'll go ahead and put the hard drive back in its chassis, put it back together, get it fully tested, and we'll be good to go. So, appreciate you guys being patient while I do this. Alright. Come on, baby. Let's make it 3 for 3. Alright, installing the update. That's good. Alright, now it's going to verify. Excuse me. Alright, let's get it all verified. Come on, baby. 3 for 3 would be great. Switch over for a moment while that's updating. I tell you, man, selling on Facebook Marketplace is always an adventure. Oh boy. $50 for a working PS5 disc edition with a controller. Yeah, sure. I'll just give it away. Jesus. Alright, back over. Alright, verification is complete. This is the iffy part. We need it to apply. Come on, baby. Come on. You're making me worry. Don't make me worry. Do what you're supposed to do. Do the thing. Do the thing. Come on. Oh, don't tell me you're about to break my heart. Don't break my heart. Just do the thing. You can do it. I believe in you. You can do it. Do the thing. Alright, I'll swap over and do a little bit of research while we're at it. Alright. So there is a solution, but hopefully it just does the thing. It doesn't seem to want to do the thing. Nope. Just about too many times. Alright. Okay. Alright, so it looks like we might have to power it down and then put it into safe mode, which it should do now that it has a functional hard drive. Alright, well, I know it says not to do this, we're gonna do it. Alright, so full disconnect for 30 seconds. discharge that power some. All right. Okay. And so we're going to press bind. Alright, so we're going to try a factory reset on it. E106. It's probably just it's the same error I had previously. So let's double check. Okay. All right. So let's try this again. Alright, well, you guys can hang out and watch it for me for a minute. I'm going to go use the restroom. And I'll be right back. are still in the installation phase. I'm not even going to get super hyped about that. What I might have to do, because honestly I don't know if I pulled this from a PlayStation or not, I might have to format it. Back you guys up a second here. Right. It's verifying the update. So if this doesn't work, what I'll do is format the hard drive itself. But let's give it a chance to do the thing. Alright, coming up on the crucial point here. Alright, verification. Alright, shut down. I don't think it did that before. I know it's a good thing. Hey, alright. No reformatting. Not sure why it got stuck though, that's weird. Alright, so we'll let it finish the update here, and then once it gets to the setup screen, we'll power it down. We'll put the hard drive back in its chassis, reinstall everything, put it back together, and give it a full test. So I know 90% is also a pretty crucial moment. This is where the meat of it gets applied. So as long as we get past this, we should be okay. Alright, we're at 91. So we should be fine. Alright, there we go. Alright, so that being the case, you're going to see an error screen pop up. It's fine, don't worry about it. Yeah, totally fine. There we go. Alright. Power this down. HDMI comes out. There we go. Alright, disconnect that. Alright, and let's go ahead and bring it back over to the station. Put it all back together, get it fully tested. But, yeah. 10-second beep on, beep off is pretty much always going to be the hard drive. So if you ever find yourself running into that issue, now you know why. And now when this goes for sale, it'll be sold with an upgraded 1 terabyte hard drive. Go ahead and disconnect that USB drive. So it'll sell for just a bit more. These actually do sell relatively well for a price point, and I mean, I stand to make a fair profit on them if I can get them fixed. So I'm not going to complain. There we go. Okay. Alright, there she is. Back in the chassis. Okay. Go. Every time with this hard drive. That's fine. I'll just get the rest of them installed and do what I did before. Let's go ahead and tilt this up. So now that should be in place. Go. Alrighty then. And the final piece. There we go. Good to go. Alright, and final testing time. Bring you guys back over here. Alright, so I guess it's got to go re-go through the applying process, but it's all on the hard drive now, so I don't have to worry about the USB drive, I don't think. Alright, there we go. Alright, put you guys down for just a second. Alright, and this one won't need an update because it just finished updating. Taking its sweet time. All right. Excuse me. All right, there we go. After all of that hoopla. All right, we are in. All right, and let's test the disk drive. And there it is. Perfectly working disk drive. All right, there we go. Perfect. Release the disk, and she is good to go. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Turn off the console. And we are done for the evening. Alright, there we go. So we are all good. We managed to fix 3 of the 4. Ooh, that was close. We managed to fix 3 of the 4 consoles. The 4th one I will save for another repair because that's going to be way more in depth. It's going to require some diagnostics and some checking for shorts and all kinds of stuff. So we'll save that for another time. But in the meantime, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it greatly. Be sure to leave a comment, like it, subscribe. I appreciate you guys
showing the support that you do, and I'm glad we were able to get all 3 fixed, and we'll get on that 4th one in just a bit here. Thank you guys again. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you later.